The social and political fallout from Thursday's events at the Marikana mine in the northwest will continue for some time. While the deaths of 10 people during the week went, if not unnoticed, then largely unremarked, 34 people gunned down in a matter of seconds became a potential watershed for the country. By Friday, much of the world was watching, and much of South Africa was asking questions. Did the police act in self-defense or in retaliation for the earlier brutal murders of their colleagues? Why had the violence escalated so rapidly? And who will be held politically accountable? It was Police Commissioner Ria Piega's first big test, and her first decision was to provide no information until the better part of a day later, when the police finally confirmed casualty numbers and told their side of the story through detailed aerial photos and on-the-ground video. The police version of events on Thursday is detailed and pointed and lays no blame whatsoever at the door of its members or commanders. There was no panic, Piega said, and no mistakes, and the miners forced police to use deadly force.
The SAPS did all in its power to avert a situation such as this. The militant group stormed towards the police, firing shots and wielding dangerous weapons. Police retreated systematically and were forced to utilize maximum force to defend themselves.
We found many in the Marikana community who disputed that version of events, and who were angry at the government, angry at the police, and angry at Lonmin.
If the police are not here, the people, they're not going to die. They are not, because they killed police because of the police. They started the fire of the police.
They wanted justice, but first they wanted to know whether their loved ones had been arrested, or were among the injured, or among the dead. Several groups are hoping to score political points off the tragedy this week, but the former leadership of the ANC Youth League beat them to it. Julius Malema's right-hand man, Floyd Shivambu, tested the waters on Friday, even as President Jacob Zuma was trying to take political control. Where Shivambu succeeded, Zuma failed. Besides announcing that an inquiry would be held, the president offered nothing but hollow sympathy. He had a poor grasp of the shock and outrage South Africa had suffered, it seemed.
We've all been saddened and dismayed by the events of the past few days. I've decided to institute a commission of inquiry. The inquiry will enable us to get to the real cause of the incident and to derive the necessary lessons too.
The man who did show leadership, for better or for worse, was Julius Malema. It was a highly emotional meeting with several thousand miners and family members, some of which told their stories of the day of bloodshed and showed their physical and emotional raw wounds. Malema used the opportunity to lay the blame squarely on Zuma, his mortal enemy, and to imply that he could keep the huge police presence at bay after he had a brief meeting with a field commander before police withdrew from the area.
So, comrades, Minister Wamapodisa must step down, because this massacre was committed under his supervision. The same thing with President Zuma. He must step down. I want to tell you, you must never retreat. Even in the face of death, you must never retreat.
For some, though, this isn't about politics, but about money.
Don't even think about, politically wise. That's there. It's a worker. Those guys need that money.
All we want to happen is the management, Lonmin management, to give our husbands what they want, not to send their policemen to kill them.
As the week ended, Marikana was tense but largely calm. It may not stay that way. Lonmin is demanding that workers return to their jobs immediately, which workers say they won't do. Police are under political pressure to clamp down on any further illegal protests. And Marikana, though shell-shocked, remains angry.